Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 20 of Day Beer. I'm
Is
Brett
it
Malone.
episode 20?
It's episode 20. That's why I'm dressed up. Okay.
Okay.
Episode 20 of Day Beer. I'm Brett Moline. I am wearing a nice suit. It's a gray suit, white collared shirt underneath with a black skinny tie. I got my cool tortoiseshell glasses on. And I'm dressed up because 20 means something to me. This is an anniversary. And it's like when you wake up beside the next person, beside your person every day, and it becomes monotonous. It becomes old hat. But then there's those one days where, like, oh, it's an anniversary. Maybe it's gonna be something special. And you get on the Zoom, you get on the podcast, and your partner's just wearing the same old thing, and they forgot that it's episode 20.
I'm
My
wearing
co-host
one
Lucas Hill.
of, I'm Lucas Hill. I'm wearing one of Strassner's hand-me-down gym shirts that has holes in it, which you can't see. A beer that needs trimming. One of my workout trucker hats, the one I walk in and get sweaty. And I feel pretty good about this. I feel pretty good about 20 episodes.
Yeah, 20 episodes.
Confidence is what I'm talking about. I don't need a suit to feel confidence.
And I do. I'm not going to walk into some place that I want people to ask me, oh, what's going on here? Is there an event going on? Hopefully I hope my building manager walks in and is like, oh, are you recording an important podcast? Are you in a meeting? That's what you'll say. Are you in a meeting?
See, you don't get it. Because when I worked in the executive world, I'd come into meetings without a shirt on and shit. And they would listen to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they were scared you were going to bomb their office.
I do got a special 20th episode, Mickey's.
Hey,
That's
cheers.
My day beer.
And your day beer koozie.
Yeah, I got my day beer koozie, 22 of Mickey's, and Brett's sporting yellow Pacifico.
Happy day beer to you all. Thanks for tuning in.
Oh my God. I haven't had malt liquor in quite some time.
Oh, yeah, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's not good.
Especially if it's not ice cold.
And it's cold, but it's not ice cold.
Years ago, I was in a band, and one of my best buds, Marty Sage, and I, we would go get 22 boys, tall boys, and I would get Mickey's, and he would get a Michelada. And probably two of the most disgusting gas station beers you can get, and we'd down them, no problem.
But aren't micheladas like 4% alcohol, whereas a Mickey's is closer to 7% or something like that?
No, he would get like whatever one he got was like
high alcohol michelada.
Yeah, it was like the fish one. Was there a fish michelada? Like it's some sort of seafood beer. I mean, it was disgusting, but he loved it. Anyway, happy day beer, whatever you're drinking, whatever you're smoking. Thanks for joining us. We don't take you taking time out of your day to spend an hour to enjoy your day beer with us lightly. And we're happy to be back. We took a little hiatus because I was traveling. We'll get into that. And we're trying to figure out, you know what, I got to say, okay, Patreon, once you get your podcast started on Patreon, if anybody's listening and like, oh, I think I might want to start a podcast, do not put your podcast on Patreon until you are 100% sure you want it to stay on Patreon. Because we're trying to make this thing public for you guys so that anyone can listen. And it is incredibly difficult. So anyway, but all this to say, no matter what, all of you who are getting to hear this, you get to listen. You get to listen to our episodes. There's about 20, I think we got 23 listeners now that are paying. They're paying to listen to this, Lucas.
That's more listeners than we have episodes.
Hey, as long as we have more listeners than episodes, we will continue to do this, folks. You heard it here first.
And I can promise you none of them are my family members, those listeners.
As someone who sees them, who's like subscribed, I can attest to that. My family members, none of my immediate family members, but I do have some aunts and uncles, cousins who are subscribed, but who are, they're fans of genuine jerks. Some of them have been on our previous podcast where we used to get absolutely rip-roaring drunk. When we were, remember that a few years ago? Back when Strassi was putting full bottles in his leather coat. Those were the days.
Oh, we're talking well pre-COVID. Like, that's more than a few years ago. That's almost a decade ago now. It's probably like 7 years ago.
Was it really 2014? God, you're probably right.
Yeah, Strassner's been sober for what, 5-6 years?
Yeah. Man. Oh, I just got a missed text from Lucas. Killing me here. Thank you. Noted.
Because you like to run late. If you've ever met Brett, you know this one thing about him. Motherfucker's late no matter what.
Some people run hot. I run late.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the thing. Is it ever meant to be? It's not. That doesn't make it excusable. It's not excusable. And I fully accept that. And you know where it's definitely not excusable, and I really learned that fast? Japan. When I was in Tokyo directing for 2 weeks, Risa was like, if you're 1 minute late, that is bad. I was like, okay. She's like, I'm just letting you know. She's like, you get away with it because you're American, but like, people will like talk about it behind your back. I was like, shit.
That's great. They're a polite society. They respect each other.
Yeah.
And I know that because I just finished Shogun last night.
I was just gonna say, did you watch Shogun? Okay.
Yeah.
Fuck. Okay, you know what? We're gonna spoil it. Sorry. If you listen, I'll put it in the thing. Okay, if you haven't finished Shogun, we'll say don't hold off on listening to this episode. But it.
We can do a timestamp to when we stop talking about it. You edit these. It's up to you. You know.
Yeah. True. Okay, so we're talking about it at
7:07. Yeah.
Okay, so Shogun. We'll just act like everyone listening has watched it. We'll just, if you don't care, we'll just fill you in really quickly. It is on Hulu FX. It's a period piece that takes place in Japan, in Osaka, in the western part of Japan. Back when lords ruled the land, like there wasn't presidents or anything like that. It was lords that ruled all their different sections of the land, and then they had people that armies and lords under them. Anyway, and it's when the Portuguese were were going into Japan and trading with the Japanese and taking advantage of them because the Japanese were unaware of the larger trading going on in the world, or didn't have access to it because they were so far away. Anyway, it's an amazing story. It's based on a book, and
Henry Cavill, 16th century, great book. Only read half of it. The show came out, and I just watched the show, so I'm not going to read it anymore because the book is fucking long.
How long?
What did you think of it? It's like thousands and pages.
No, can't do it. If it's over 1,000, can't do it.
I like long books, but I was trying to read and catch up before the show came out, and it was no dice.
No dice. It's probably, is it very descriptive? Is it very visual?
No, he's a nuts writer.
Yeah.
The one thing I'll say, do you remember in an earlier episode, the guy falls and he's down by the rocks and they're trying to get his attention? One of the Japanese, like the son of the general or whatever.
In the first episode.
It was the first episode. Okay. So in the book, it's way more. His underlings literally run and jump off the rocks to get his attention to die in front of him. That's how they just didn't treat their lives. So he looks up and then they get his attention and save him. And that's throughout the entire book. Like, people are just constantly like, oh, I don't give a shit about my life. I'm going to die. And the show touches on it, but not nearly as much as the books.
How, this is what I wonder. And my friend who is Japanese is going, because I've been talking to her about it, and she's been leery of it because it's white people largely that are in charge of making the show. But she's going to watch it because she's heard a bunch of great things about it. I'm very curious to hear how authentic it is to Japanese culture. Because I don't know. I mean, that's like with every show, right? With whether it's completely different, but sort of on the same lines as there's a show that took place in Nebraska on a farm, and it was so corny and all the very obvious things that, oh, I'm milking a cow. Oh, the bucket got tipped over, like that kind of stuff. Where
Yeah,
like,
that's accurate.
fuck off.
And they wear cowboy hats, right?
Oh God, Lucas and I, we'll talk. We'll get into that later. But yeah. And so anyway, I'm curious to hear from her about what was authentic to the Japanese culture and what is not. But with that, what I love about this show is that they build the characters and everything is earned by the characters. And fucking Lord fucking goddamn it, what's his name? The main dude, Toranaga, right? He
I'm not the guy to ask. All those names are so hard for me to commit to memory.
yeah, Lord Toranaga. He is. I want to make sure actually, because that's gonna drive me nuts. And I don't want to spend a whole fucking. Oh, there's already a season 2. Yeah,
No,
it's talking about it.
well, yeah, because it's a huge hit, but all the creators said they're not doing a season 2 because the book's done.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, Toranaga. Yeah.
Toranaga.
Yeah, Toranaga. Yeah, Toranaga. Well, and then okay. So he is, and I heard that he was a second choice. Just keeping it real. I heard he was a second choice.
Who
And
was the first one? Shane Gillis.
Shane Gillis was going to play the role, but he bombed on SNL, and they're like, "Oh no, we got to stay away from that." But yeah, I thought he was amazing. His character, the way they wrote him, and how he is, what he is, amazing. Like he's a fighter, and he's been fighting in these wars since he was, like literally a kid. But why all the other lords are so intimidated by him and worried about him taking power is he is so masterful with his planning and with his how he makes it seem like one thing but he's actually doing another. Like, and it's so well written and you don't see it coming. Or at least I didn't. I thought it was great. And the lead, so there's a British dude, because of course you need a white dude to lead a Japanese TV show.
Hey, them for facts. It's just like no one would have watched it. I'm just saying it's not. I've always had this conversation about Hollywood. Hollywood's not racist. It's actually one of the most inclusive industries you could ever imagine. It's the audiences who are racist and intolerant that they have to appeal to.
You're right. You're exactly right. And yeah, anyway, so the lead guy, who's a British dude, British actor, I think, maybe Australian, who knows? But he's got this gravelly voice. Towards the end episodes, I kind of was like, it felt like he was almost putting on a character voice at times. I'm like, dude, just talk normal. Like, I am curious to hear him talk in real life. Do you think he actually sounds like that?
I doubt it. I think, from what I know, he's very classically trained and is an actor's actor. So
yeah, he's a phenomenal actor, dude.
Yeah.
When he's the last scene of him talking to Toranaga, when he's like telling him, like when he's like ready to take his own life. Sorry, spoilers, everybody.
We already did that.
I know, but just saying, that scene was so well acted and directed.
Well, because I didn't finish the book. What was brilliant was that. Sorry, what's his name again? The main Japanese guy.
Toranaga.
What a twist!
Toranaga.
That he's just playing all these people, sacrificing all these lives just so he can become a shogun. And you think he's just this cool, nice, really smart guy. He's a few moves ahead, but he's a psycho. He's a fucking psychopath. Dude. Brilliant. Loved it. Yeah. Really powerful stuff.
And then his longtime friend committing suicide and knowing that he's committing suicide just for the ruse of it all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's brutal enough. But then the way he admits that to what's her name? With the K.
Mariko.
Brilliant. What?
Well, the main female lead?
Yeah.
Mariko.
I think she's the main character. I know it's a white man comes in, but I feel like she has the most screen time and everything, and she drives a lot of the plot and everything. And when he admits that guy killed himself for his plan, and he's all teary and sad, but he's faking it all, and then he sacrifices her. He's a psycho. It's great, great stuff.
Yeah. Dude, and when she's ready to sacrifice because she's wanted to kill herself because she's fucking, can't, like since her dad died.
The characters in this show, and especially in the book, can't wait to kill themselves. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm late. I'm going to go ahead. And no, it's fine. You're cool. No. I should just go ahead and end this. Calm down. You were 1 minute late. Nah, you should have done that when you were in Japan. You should just, well, I'm late. Who's got a katana?
I'll say it like that. Who's got a katana? Hey, you got a katana over there? Nobody's carrying katanas anymore.
What's with no one carrying katanas? Americans are great.
Fucking horrible, dude. It's funny when what I also enjoy the first few episodes is when they're shitting on the white dude. It's so funny. They keep saying how bad he smells and like he's a fucking like just and then like making fun of his guns and then like making fun of how he wears his swords and like I just thought that was fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
and then
shower and stuff. It's great.
Yeah, and then when Mariko's husband is like ready to fucking kill him on the shore, on the water shore, you know what I'm talking about? And then dude, you know who my favorite character is?
Hey, let's stay on point. You were about to say something.
No, so Kashigi, the dude that kept switching sides. He was my favorite dude. And he's the one that was like, he was gonna kill you. He's like, he would have killed you if I wasn't here.
Just being an ally to everybody.
And he laughs. He's like, he would have killed you if I wasn't there. And he just laughs and he walks off. Dude, but he had heart in the end, like he still was like trading sides like till the very end, but he like really felt bad. And then he's like, yeah, I'm gonna do that end. Woo, with him getting on the fucking on the like on the mountain looking over the ocean. And that fucking wide of him, like his getting chopped off, man. Everything was really well. The direction was so good. They really, because you needed those moments. It's tough because, I mean, I'm speaking from a very ignorant place, but I've been to Japan a few times or a couple times. Very lucky to have gone, and they are very the Japanese people I've gotten to interact with are very thoughtful and are very like when we filmed the short film and we showed it to the exec producer in person, right? And he watches it gets done, and he sits there and we like look at him and I'm like sitting on the same couch and I like look over at him and he just sits there in silence for like a minute. And I look over at Risa, who's my Japanese friend who like produced it and like had me come direct it. And she's just like smiling and like she's like, yeah, we're really excited about it. And he's still looking at the screen, like thinking about the film. And then he finally goes, I think it's great. And I was like, Jesus Christ. But then after he said, I think it's great, then he started saying all these like really insightful things and really specific moments that stood out to him. And then we like went to dinner afterwards and he was still talking about stuff. Like they're just, I don't hate to say it. They're just a lot more, it feels like Japanese people like are more deep than American people. They just have, they think about, their culture thinks about things in a deeper way than American culture does.
You might be right. I don't like to use generalizations when I talk about
Yeah, I'm trying to be careful of that for sure.
Populous race of people. So there's plenty of deep thinkers in America, but I think this is great. I think it's great the show did well, and I think it's fascinating because Americans and Japanese are so different,
Mm-hmm.
like with their, like I read that Japanese culture, if you invited them to a party, they'll say, yes, I'll be there, even though they have no intention to be there because they would never in a million years disrespect you by saying, no, I won't be there.
Yeah.
Where in America, if you say you're going to be somewhere, you better be there, otherwise you're a flake, So it's interesting. They're just so different.
Well, and that's what I loved in the last episode where Mariko was like, her whole thing was, I told my lord that I would return. So I'm going to return. You're not holding me, are you?
Yeah.
No, we would never hold anyone. Great. Then I will return as I told my lord I would do. And they're
We'll
like,
cut your throat at night, but yes, you're free to go.
yeah, you know what I mean? Like the whole, like, it's what's not being said. And
Subtext.
even, yeah. Well, but even that where it's like, it's not even subtext. It's like everyone knows the stakes, but it's because of the how you need to present, and you need to still be respectful, even though you know that you're about to kill this person in front of you. Like, that's so interesting. And even with, like, even that one, I can't remember, she was the consort of the lead, and like ends up becoming a nun at the end, where her husband like committed suicide because he interrupted a meeting because he was standing up for his own lord. Committed, him and his son stopped his lineage, which is something I've been wanted to talk to you about, Lucas.
I have no lineage. Okay, I'm not killing my dog. I know you don't like him. I like him.
What do you like about your dog?
Oh, he's funny. We have another podcast, 26 Patreon. So do a little bit better than this one.
26 Patreon.
We have 26 followers.
That's how Lucas talks about Patreon. I have 26 Patreon.
This is why Brett handles the money. All right.
I have to give Lucas increments, otherwise I'll just spend it all on booze.
On Mickey's.
Mary, look at all the Mickeys I got. Lucas, we're late on rent. I know, but we got a French wall.
French wall Mickey's. What are you talking about? Rent.
Oh,
I don't know what to do with you. You're never happy.
Oh, I'd like to see that landlord come and pry these Mickeys out of my hand. Lucas's landlord is his mother.
She loves her Mickeys.
Anyway, well, if you haven't seen Shogun, highly rec it. I'm trying to think. Oh, I love oh my god. There's some scenes. I love how gory they are. The fucking cannon, when Toranaga's son shoots the cannon to kill those dudes and like takes the horses out. Holy fuck. Like, did not see that coming. Like,
yeah,
that
was really good CGI. The fake blood looked like real blood. It was great. Everything was handled at top notch.
Yeah.
I guess they spent almost 5 years making it, so it doesn't surprise me.
I'm curious where they shot it. Like, I'm sure
they shot it in Canada.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah.
They did some exteriors in Japan naturally, but you can't have an entire crew of mostly Americans in Canada for the better part of a year, maybe even more than that.
Yeah.
In Japan, it would just be way too expensive.
Yeah. Dude, you know what's wild? So my friend Risa, who produced this last short film that we shot in Japan, she wants to do another one, and she was telling me that the yen is so bad right now that it may be cheaper to shoot our next thing
on the yang.
What?
Yin and yang. It was a bad joke. Really bad joke.
Okay, yin. Oh, sure, yin and yang. Guys, Lucas has a website up if you want to check out his jokes. You can buy them for how much are they now, Lucas?
$5.
$5 a joke.
Yeah.
And you own the joke. You can use it whenever you want. Lucas will not say anything about it, even if it's somebody, even if it's he knows you.
Bill Burr's bought 3 of them.
He's gotten kicked out of clubs. Anyway, but yeah, the yen's doing so bad that it may be cheaper to shoot totally in Tokyo, because like we don't absolutely need to shoot everything in Tokyo, but yeah, I was like, that's pretty wild that the difference in exchange rate. So
it's for smarter people than us.
Yeah, honestly, people with money. That's not us.
And agree. you know.
But and also I thought the lead was I thought all of the acting. Actually, there was one person who I feel like was like, "Oh shit, we need somebody," and it felt like they got a guy off the crew to do it. It was literally just it was a white dude summoning fuck what it was in the last episode summoning second to last episode or last episode summoning someone, and I was like, yikes, that was bad.
The guy
It
from
just
the bar in the alley.
no, not him.
That's such a
It was
minuscule.
no, I know, but it was so because the acting everywhere else was phenomenal. I mean, dude, the fucking Tadanobu Asano, who played Kashigi, the guy that keeps like switching sides. He did such it was effortless with him to go between insane comedic beats to very dramatic beats. That is fucking hard to do, and he did it effortlessly. Like I have mad respect for him.
We both highly recommend Shogun. We've already spent almost half the podcast talking about it, so we should move on because we got a lot to talk about.
Oh man, wow, that time flies when you're talking about good TV, okay, guys?
So Brett, make a note that it was like 7 whatever to 26:30. No more spoilers now.
26, no more spoilers now.
So how you been?
Good. You know, I went to New York City. It was very fun. I took my mom. We went to a couple of shows in New York, and then on the way back, we stopped in Omaha to go to my buddy who was playing with his band in Omaha, and it was a damn blast. You know, my dad was supposed to come, but he had to have hip surgery, and so my mom ended up coming. She's like, "Are you sure you want to go? Just me?" I was like, "Absolutely," and it was a trip of a lifetime. Honestly, New York is an incredible city. Got to walk around it a bunch. It's so much cooler than LA. On every corner there is a cool little restaurant or shop or like I mean it's just like you want to go into every one. And they're on every corner and it's so walkable. I just loved it. And we were only in Manhattan. Like I haven't really gotten to walk around like Brooklyn or like I've heard Harlem is dope now, and like you know there's other parts of the city that are just like just as dope. So I don't know. I think it'd be really difficult to live there, but man, is it a cool city. We saw Alicia Keys' new musical that came from off Broadway to Broadway. It's brand new to Broadway, called Hell's Kitchen, where she's from. And it's loosely based on her life growing up and includes a lot of her music. The cast is phenomenal. I think there will be some Tony Award nominations there for sure. And I think that I think the lead could win a Tony. She is 21 years old and she has an incredible voice. So if you're in New York, just going to hear her sing is worth the ticket. If I'm going to be honest, the story, as all jukebox musicals can be, story's a little bit, you know, not the most intricate story, if you will, but the way that they arranged the Alicia Keys songs and wove them throughout the story to have different meanings for what was going on was great. And again, I'm telling you, the cast, Shoshana Bean is in it. Like their cast is star-studded. Walked around the West Side. A show that we didn't get to see, a play that we didn't get to see. I highly recommend if you're in New York or you're going to New York. It just went to Broadway this week. It's called, and it was because it was selling out on off Broadway. It's called Oh Mary, and then it's from comedian Cole Escola, and it is it's a very funny play that's based on Abraham Lincoln's wife, and he plays Abraham Lincoln's wife in the play. Getting great reviews, highly recommend it. We tried to get tickets, but it was sold out, and I didn't want to make my mom wait in a standby line. What else? We went to the Empire State Building. Never been to. Highly recommend. Get there as soon as you can because it gets packed. The people that work at the Empire State Building, some of the meanest people I've ever met.
Well, it's New York. Also, it's Mary Todd Lincoln. You shouldn't refer to women as someone's wife. It's sexist.
I apologize. I couldn't think. You're exactly right, and I couldn't think of her name, and I apologize.
And I'm not the wokest guy in the world, but my wife is really woke, so she would not appreciate that.
Did you know that the term woke? You know where it's from? I saw this. I can't remember. I saw this in a video. The term woke is from a dude who was talking about sort of being like against the government and like more along the lines of like not the left that is being attributed to the woke now.
Mhm.
So it's just funny that now woke is a term that's used for that.
Well, it was politicized. Hey, you went to Saturday Night Live, right? What show did you see? Did you see the Ryan Gosling show?
I did.
Wow.
I did. Very lucky. One of my best buds is Ego Wodum, who's a cast member on SNL, and it was my third time getting to go to SNL. They get jackets for 5-timers who get to host, and I'll be getting a jacket for a 3-timer getting to go. No, I won't.
Great jacket.
Wait a minute. No, it was great. Here's the thing to know about: if you ever are wanting to go to SNL or whatever, it is so it's so cool to see how it's done. There's so many people that are a part of making the show happen live. Like it's amazing. And it's a completely different experience seeing it live than it is watching it on TV. So if you ever get to go, I highly recommend going. And yeah, I mean it's whether you think the show is amazingly funny or whatever you want to say, it is an institution, and the place does have a kind of a mystique about it when you walk in and when you're in the studio for sure. So it was really cool to get to take my mom, and then our good family friend we stayed with on the Upper West Side also came with us. And I didn't go to the after party because Ego was flying out early. The after party though is one of the hey, if you've been to SNL and you go to the after party and you love it, good on you. Not for me. It's a very industry kind of schmoozy woozy place. It's not like a normal after party of a comedy show. Okay, if you go to a comedy show and you go to the place where the performers are after like the bar or wherever where all the performers are, everybody's talking to everybody. You're talking about, oh great, oh you're catching up with people. You're like, oh man, I loved when you did this in the show. Oh dude, it was so great. Oh, what are you working on now? Blah 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 blah. And then they're meeting people, whatever. Oh, thanks for coming to the show. You're so and so's friend. Oh, nice to meet you. What are you doing in LA? Blah blah blah. Like it's a very fun atmosphere. Everybody's talking to everybody. It's infectious. That is not the case at SNL after parties. It's very sectioned off. You sit with who you came with. You don't really talk to a whole lot of people. Some people go up to the bar, and that's like it's easier to talk to people who are like hanging out at the bar, but like at the tables, it's very much like this is this person's table and their people. This is that person's table and their people. And like you don't really go up to those tables unless you really know somebody. Like I would have, if we would have went to the SNL after party, I would have went up to Jimmy. Like I said hi to him. So we have a friend, Jimmy Fowley, who we know from Groundling stuff. He's a writer on the show. And I saw him before the show, gave him a hug. And I would have went up to his table and like talked to him for a bit because we're tight. And maybe, and Heidi Gardner is always an angel too. Like we know each other from Groundlings and doing other stuff. She's a gem. But like other than that, I don't know people well enough. I saw Chloe Feynman afterwards, like when we were going to the and she's another Groundlings person. When we were going to the to go down these little stairs to the dressing rooms, and she was like at the bottom of the stairs, and so gave her a big hug, and she told me that the first sketch of the night was actually a sketch that her boyfriend and writer on the show Jake wrote with our buddy Chris Kleckner on Sunday Company.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, and I thought that was the best sketch of the night. And
How did Chris
so,
feel about that?
oh, I'm sure Jake told him. I'm sure he texted me like, "Hey, I want to put this up." And Chris is like, "All right, yeah, sure." You know, like they write 5,000 sketches in Sunday Company, so
Yeah. Well, you also don't like the after party because, as you were telling me, you were like hoping to do cocaine and stuff, and like that's the whole SNL thing. And then when
yeah,
you were there, and you were like, "Hey guys, like, where's the blow?" You
yeah,
know, and it's just not how the scene works anymore.
totally.
Yeah.
Because I've been to parties here where it's just like out on the table. You know, it's like grab a handful, throw it in your face. You know,
You always bring sandwich bags to parties in Hollywood, just in case. You go to Brett's apartment, you open the freezer, it's just full of baggies of Coke.
frozen bags of.
He doesn't do this stuff. But he said when society falls, it's going to be as good as cash.
I sincerely don't do coke. Have many friends, family members, whatever, dabble in it. Not for me. I mean, here's the thing: when you smoke weed and it makes you hyper, I think that's a clear thing. You shouldn't do coke.
No, you would be a nightmare on Coke. You talk too much as it is.
Yep.
So I can't imagine ramping that up a couple dials. Like, no, it'd be hell on earth.
I feel like I'd be up for fucking 3 days too.
Yeah, writing an incoherent pilot.
Lucas, hey, buddy, as soon as you wake up, it's in your inbox.
I texted
Yep.
you and Mary. No one's answering me. I know it's 3 a.m. I'm just going to come over. I'm going to come over. I got a flight. I'm going to come over. You got to read this. You got to read this.
2 hours later, your dog is going fucking crazy.
2 hours later, you're just crashed out on a plane. Like,
I don't even get on the plane. I'm right by my fucking.
well, good. I'm glad you had a good trip. It looked fun.
It was good. And then, this is the thing I'll say too. In Omaha, saw my buddy play. Listen, this is not a band that I would go see play normally.
Totally.
Because, yeah, Toto. They're 80s rock, 70s, 80s rock band. I can attest, and I'm obviously biased because my buddy plays keys for them, and Steve Majora, who we've worked with him a bunch before. He wrote the theme song, or he helped make the theme song for our series coming out. And just insanely talented dude. But Toto plays. They're not just like these old dudes standing up there playing their hits. They fucking play a show. Like they do this insane musical intro. And they're like, and then all of a sudden, and then you so and they're like, and the crowd's like, and then all of a sudden they go, all the night, love isn't always on time. Like, and the whole crowd's like, dude, they fucking put on a motherfucking show. They opened for Journey, and I'd seen them open for Journey here in LA, and I will say, hats off to Journey. They probably felt the heat from Toto because Toto outplayed them in LA. So they completely changed their set, got a new front of house guy to run sound for them, and their show was much better. But Toto killed per usual, and
do they play
Stevie got us tickets. Yeah, they closed with Africa. Yep.
I wouldn't play Africa. I was just like, no, we're not doing it.
I mean, they definitely wait until they wait till the encore. So, it's great.
I would say from the top, hey, we're not doing Africa tonight. Just so you guys know.
I'd say it after every song. After every song. Hey, thank you guys. Just a reminder, we're not doing Africa. So if that's the song you're waiting for, you can go ahead and take off now.
The exits are there and there. So we're not fucking doing it anymore.
And then there's like 50 people left in the crowd, and then they fucking go into it. All right, for all you real believers out there.
All you real Totos.
Hey, man, we love you having fun on stage, but you got to quit fucking with your fans. People are getting really upset.
Do you think Toto should call their fans Dorothy's?
Sound off in the comments. Should Toto fans call their fans dwarf? Anyway, phenomenal trip. What else? What did I
We're going to
email?
talk about Weddington too.
Oh yeah. Okay, so sad day, guys. Lucas and I used to play golf at this shitty par 3 in the valley, but it was beloved to me and Lucas and many because you could get on, you could go, you could bring your own beers, and it was like for just people that just wanted to get out, swing the club a little bit, have fun, whatever. And and it was like you could get on always, and it was like $15 to play. And this week, Lucas saw in the news that they are starting to tear it down to make a fucking parking lot for one of the richest high schools in America.
Harvard Westlake. Yeah,
Harvard Westlake.
private school. They're doing parking lots. Well, first of all, it is a shitty par 3, but it's had a huge natural canopy of trees in the middle of this metropolis. Very rare. Rabbits, squirrel rabbits, whatever they were called, squirrels that lived in the ground. I'd never seen them before I went there. Ducks, even though there's no water, some stupid ducks. And it was just brilliant. It was nice. And celebrities fought against this. They've been saved Weddington for like a long time. Like Larry David, Bill Nye the Science Guy, Ed Begley Jr. Like, it's pretty devastating. They're just going to rip it out, put rubber, because they're going to put like a half, what's it called? Soccer field made out of rubber turf. And they're literally pulling down these old growth trees that have been there for hundreds of years. They're just ripping them out of the ground. It's tragic. It's sad. It sucks. It sucks.
I mean, I hate to say it, but not to go back to New York. New York knows how to New York has a vibe because they preserve shit. They preserve buildings. There was a hotel that on the west side in the West Village that they weren't ripping it down and building a brand new hotel. They were redoing it and keeping like the like the old feeling of it and not just completely ripping the fucking building down.
There's
But
no
LA doesn't do that.
Central Park in Los Angeles. The fact that the biggest prime real estate you can imagine in that city is preserved as a park would never fly in LA. They would turn that shit into an oil field and condos like that.
Yeah.
It's pretty depressing. That's why we don't have public transportation. Everything's corrupted there. I don't know who has their claws in the what, and I'm no historian, but it's frustrating.
Shane Gillis.
You think it was Shane? We'll give him 5 years and we'll have him be mayor of LA,
He'll be LA's Mayor Giuliani.
not to go back, but how do you feel about how SNL hired him, then fired him because of racist comments, and then had him back on as host? Have we talked about this?
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you this. And I say this respectfully, and I know I try to be as unbiased when I say this as I can. Because I don't really like his comedy, but you can't tell when you watch it on TV, on YouTube, they're adding laughs everywhere.
Oh, and SNL?
Yeah, I've gone I've gone not this time. This weekend update. Besides the dude that did his weekend update character where he's just playing himself talking about being a better boyfriend or whatever, that bombed. By the way, that got no laughs whatsoever. Like it was silent in the theater when he was doing that. But weekend update's gone completely without laughs. And like every time that they laugh, like that Che or Jost laughs, that they're not getting laughs and they're just laughing about it.
They're laughing because they're not getting laughs?
Yeah. Yeah. Like it's like people will be like, oh, or just it'll be silent. And I'm telling you, it's wild. It didn't go that way this time, other than what's his name's his character thing that he did as himself.
The ex-boyfriend.
Yeah. And I can tell you, so knowing that after going to SNL 3 times, I can tell you, like, watching it, now I can tell what hits and what doesn't in certain things. And the way that Shane Gillis in his opening monologue, he comments, I want to say every third joke that he does on the audience's reaction to it. And I can tell that completely his monologue completely bombed. And he felt it, you know? And whatever. I'm not going to sit here and be like, "Oh, he did this wrong and this wrong." But I can tell you his monologue completely bombed, but he had some good sketches that I think saved him, you know?
Yeah, but what do you think about SNL bringing him back after firing him?
I'm not surprised. Listen,
I'll tell him to
SNL.
listen, you piece of shit.
Listen. You don't know about comedy. You don't know about comedy. They.
I called you a little squirt.
You called me. Damn, I missed it.
You little squirt.
I would rather be called Little Squirt than Boss.
Yeah.
Hey, Little Squirt. Hey, what's up, man? What's up, big shit? Yeah. But SNL gets who's hot. They don't care. They don't care. I'll leave it at that. We can think about everybody that's been on SNL, and that's what it is. They don't care. They have a short memory, and if there's people not doing the show, it's because they don't want to do the show. Adam Sandler didn't want to do the show. He said no a bunch of times. Guarantee it. There's other people that said no a bunch of times too. So yeah, I know that it's very hard to get on as a music. Excuse me. It's very hard to get on as a musical artist. So, but yeah, I mean, it doesn't surprise me that they had him. In short, because they just whoever's hot, whoever's popping off, they're just trying. It's all about getting. I think it's SNL has become more of a content creation show than actually being a cohesive half-hour late night sketch show, because they're looking for moments that they can make into reels for Instagram and TikTok. They're looking, and then they just put the sketches up on YouTube.
Right.
And I mean, it's so, even the way it's shot, that's why they're shooting stuff in singles, right? It used to be you see the whole stage and you could see the actors on stage performing, reacting to one another. That's why Ego's sketch where she's cutting the steak, is people are like, "Oh my God, this," part of it is because she had to fight to make sure that she's like, "No, we need to see the whole table to see people's reactions to me trying to cut this steak in real time." And she was absolutely right. But like their concern obviously is like the post-production of it all and being able to use it as many times as they can on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube,
Good answer. Long, but good. It was a good answer.
Thank you.
We're not doing movie corner this week because Brett had a special experience he wants to speak about.
So
I say about this, but no, sorry, no, you're fine. Go ahead, Brett. Sorry for speaking for 5 seconds.
No, thank you.
I like the sidekick who's just like expects more time and more.
No, but also it reminds me of Angels in the Outfield, or was it Angels in the Outfield, where he's like, "Less is more." You know what I'm talking about? He's like, and he always flicks his microphone off. Anyway, no, go ahead. You can finish.
I am finished. I'm finished. Brett had a movie experience. I have something to say on it too because I've had a similar experience just many years ago on this particular movie. Brett can't wait to talk about starting now.
The way that you said "I'm finished" had a real finality to it. It was kind of, "I'm finished."
I am finished.
Okay, so my buddy gave me a last minute invite to see Spider-Man 2 in theaters with Tobey Maguire, love of my life, Kirsten Dunst, and directed by Sam Raimi. And I don't know if it was, and I'd seen the movie a couple times before, but I don't know if it was seeing in the movie theater or what, but it was the direction of that movie. And I'm sorry, I don't even know how many of the latest Marvel movies that have come out since then. I mean, it was so fun and well done, and every shot was well thought out. There was no like there was never anything in like single wide. Like it was always every moment. They didn't waste a moment. Like the jokes were great in it. Um the direction, like dude, Kirsten Dunst, that scene where she says I'm still standing in the door, you know? Like that scene is fucking phenomenal. I don't like what scene like that's acted that well, where they just take the time to have a fucking well written, well acted scene that can stand like that in in like one of the more newer uh Marvel movies. I don't know. I can't name one. But I just was so impressed with the direction just across the board. And Kirsten Dunst, she deserves an Oscar. Somebody needs to put her in the lead of a movie and just but like make her the lead. Like she was in no, but
Started
like
Civil War.
well, no, yeah. Well, yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so I mean, I want to see that. But like someone needs to like put her in like a like I don't know, like a dramatic, like like an Oscar movie. I haven't seen Civil War. Is it Oscar? You think it's going to be
No,
Oscar?
no, and it's
Yeah,
kind of more of an ensemble, but she's the biggest name in it.
yeah,
She's been in a lot of movies. She's started very young. She's
yeah.
been in some Oscar bait movies. She's been around the block,
I know. She deserves. I sat right behind her at the Emmys. I wanted to fucking. Honestly, if it wouldn't have been for Claire Danes, I would have went and said hi to her. Been
Fucking
like,
Claire Danes every time. Biggest cock block in the world. By the way, she's also married to Jesse Plemons.
yeah,
or
he was
whatever.
sitting right beside her. It's not like I'm gonna go be like, "You're so fucking hot." I'm just gonna be like, "Hey, I don't mean to bother you. You don't know who I am. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say I really think you're dope and I love your work." And
This is
just
why
wanted
you're
to
single. Oh, you had to smack her ass and go, "I'm rooting for you."
oh God. And this is why you live in Phoenix now.
They ran me out of town.
They told him go to where there are more cactuses than people.
Scorpions are your new friend, brother.
Anyway,
Yeah, no,
I just
Spider-Man 2 is a phenomenal movie. Have you seen any other Sam Raimi movies? Like, did you watch The Evil Dead 1 or 2, Army of Darkness, some of his earlier stuff?
no, those sound like dark movies.
Oh yeah, they're scary movies. I know that's hard for you.
It
No,
is.
those sound scary. You stopped, Mike. Your voice lowered. Those sound scary.
Yep. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. Not gonna do it.
Fantastic director. When I first moved to LA, my dad visited me within the first year, and we went to Spider-Man 2. And I had just gotten a job as an assistant at Innovative Artist, which I got fired from. It was like my first like job in the industry. And we went to Spider-Man 2 at the Grove because back then you could have a studio apartment for $750. That was insane with a kitchen and everything. Can't do that now. Not there. And we went there and I saw Spider-Man 2 and I was blown away. The movie's great. I was already a fan of the first one, Sam Raimi and everything. Then we get out and we're like, Dad, what did you think of that movie? It was okay. Like, what were you expecting? Like, that was amazing. Back then, if you had no other Marvel movies that exist, like none of the real MCU has been established, that movie was next level shit.
Yeah.
My dad was indifferent about it.
Even and this is where I'm like, I really fucking respect Sam Raimi is the writing of it where the every action sequence, it's like, oh, he's got to get to that and he's trying to get to this, but then he's got another thing, like there's all these little set pieces within the action pieces that are so well done. And then so many moments where it's like this fucking beautiful moment between him and Kirsten Dunst. And they're about to kiss in the coffee shop, and then all of a sudden, like you
The
see
car
people
guy.
like in the car, and they're like, "What the fuck?" And there's another moment too. Oh, when the like car gets something gets like takes him out, and he like I don't know. Anyway, but like just so many moments like that where it would go from like, oh, sweet romantic, really like this beautiful scene, like great acting, to like, boom, action right in your face. Oh fuck, you're just like the rhythm of it. You were never like getting lulled. You were always engaged because of the writing and how he was executing it.
And the marketing was smart. You probably don't remember it, but the marketing was them in the coffee shop talking and then the car coming through.
Yeah.
And it was a nice piece of marketing. It made everybody excited for the movie, which of course did gangbusters.
And I have to say, the kiss between the one dude and Toby Maguire, it felt you could really feel the chemistry between Kirsten and Toby. It's important.
Chemistry is very important. That's why they do 80 million screen tests with a billion different actors before they land on who they want and go into production.
I mean, it is awkward. I fucking hate kissing. I've had to do it twice. Kissing on screen is the most awkward fucking thing ever. It's the worst. Because you got all these, they're like, all right, so everyone settle. All right. And there's like fucking 12 people in the room. They're all looking at you. You got a camera right in your fucking face. And then you got to fucking kiss this person and like really fucking look like you mean it. I mean, it's fucking, and you know, like, and you're constantly like thinking, like, want to make sure the other person is okay and feels safe and comfortable, you know, and like, it's just, it's the worst. So to have the chemistry they did on screen and be in it like that, hats off to him.
Yeah. See, I'm different. When I hear action, I go black, you know? And I don't come out of it until I hear cut.
And Lucas didn't come out of it till he woke up in the desert.
Just people screaming and yelling at me. I'm like, what? No, I would never do a kissing scene unless I'm being paid a lot of money because I have a wife, you know, like it's got to be awkward for a single person. As a married person, I don't know. We've had friends who are in things for free that will kiss another person for a bit or a web series or whatever they're not getting paid for that are already in relationships. And I would never ask that of my wife, like in a million years.
That's nice. You're loyal. I've definitely been in, I've kissed people in scenes that have been not married, but like had partners and shit. But I mean, again, it's like part of it's, you know, it's just like being professional. I love Zendaya got asked this question about when they were doing the press for Dune. Got asked this question. She was in another country, and they're like, "So was it weird, you know, having to kiss Timothée Chalamet?" And she's like, "Yeah, but that's her job. You know, that's part of acting, and that's what you get paid for." And like, I was like, I just love that she just was like, "Yeah, of course it's weird, but that's her job." You know, I thought that was a really mature, quick answer, and just like, yeah, I mean, and also just like instead of being like, no, I love, you know, it's like, yeah, of course it's weird, you know. Anyway, but yeah, if you haven't seen Spider-Man 2, which I'm sure most of you,
I like how we started this by spoiling Shogun, the brand new show that just ended last night for a half hour. And now we're careful about Spider-Man 2 in the final minutes. No one's fucking watching this thing.
oh man,
Well, actually, they can't watch it.
why?
They can listen to it for free, but they can't watch it.
What?
This.
Oh, the podcast? No, they can watch it.
Yeah, they just have to. How? How could they possibly watch it?
Oh yeah, well you got to subscribe to our Patreon for $3 a month. Thanks for that setup, Lucas.
Yeah, no problem, man.
How could they possibly watch it?
But I like how it took you so long to figure it out.
I kind of was like, the Patreon, dude. Yeah, folks. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Subscribe to our Patreon for $3 a month, and you can watch us as we enjoy a day beer with you. We'd love to have you. Obviously, it's a lot more fun to watch and listen than sometimes you miss stuff just listening. So, anyway, thank you for tuning in. We had a blast with you, and we'll be coming back next week. Now that I'm back from New York. And we look forward to seeing you again
Who's
soon.
this? You guys
Oh,
can't
and
see my
Lucas's
pretty
dog.
Johan. Oh, you guys can't see my pretty Johan if you're not on the Patreon. What a good boy.
Wow.
What a pretty. Oh yes, I know. Oh, I know.
Lucas's white and brown dog is got his paws on Lucas's shoulders, and he's
He
looking
hugs.
straight into the camera. He hugs.
What a good boy. What a good boy.
Very sweet ending to this 20th episode. Thank you for sticking with us
20.
for 20.
Happy 20. Thanks for joining us,
Happy
Johan.
20. All right. We'll see you folks soon. Happy day, Bear.